Hi everyone, I hope you're okay. I'm doing okay. uh, Doing actually pretty good actually. I'm making this video because I've just come back from the dentist. um, yeah, I'm just having panic attacks and everything. But everything's good, everything's good. It's actually been quite healing. Um, I've not actually been to the dentist since, well, 3 years now. Apparently. I didn't know it was that long, but apparently it was. When I phoned up the other day. Simply because last time I was down there, um, the dentist extracted 4 teeth. Obviously, I had to have injections to numb my mouth, and it was extremely traumatising for me. And I haven't been back since, which is bad for me, really, because I've not been very good at looking after my teeth. So, I needed to go to the appointments and things like that. So, yeah, I've developed gum disease, obviously, because I've not been looking after myself, not been looking after my teeth. But now I'm in this stage where I'm getting things done again, looking after myself, put myself first. But, yeah, I didn't really have much choice because my denture broke the other day, a couple of weeks ago. I had it sort of like temporarily fixed, but it's terrible. I've had to shave a lot off it because couldn't talk or anything when the chap had done it. It was just a really quick emergency job, so I've booked in an appointment for the dentist. So I've gone down, I've got a new dentist, which is brilliant. She's a lovely young woman. And I need an extraction, this on here. It's very wobbly and needs to come out. But I sort of like had a really big panic attack when she was talking about it. I explained about my mental health issues, and the fact that it's not being able to control somebody hurting me. It just triggers that little kid. And she did clock on. She was like, "Have you been abused? At any part of your life?" I said, "Yeah." Since I've been born, really. And it's weird because when I was talking about it, I was falling apart. I was crying and everything, shaking. All that fear was coming back, and I'm talking about it now, and it's not even coming up. So I know that I've actually just healed from it. I come home, and I cried, but not in a bad way. It was a release. Because the woman, she actually understood. She says, "We won't take it out, we'll let it fall out by itself if you want." I was like, yeah, please. That would be the best way. So, yeah, I'm going back next week I've got to start looking after my teeth, basically, and showing that I'm actually looking after them before she's going to do a deep clean and everything. I need to repair what damage I've done so far, stop the gum disease. And sort of like make them a bit more healthy before she can actually do any cleaning work to my teeth. But she's doing me another denture and everything. She's going to do it in stages, so once this one's fallen out, she'll do me another set, so they will line up and look nice. But yeah, it was weird because having somebody just understand and get it, and listen to my needs, because I was scared. Not more than scared, I was petrified. And she worked with me instead of just doing what she wanted to do and carry on and traumatise me even more. Yes, Sappy's here. Do you mind your tail, missus? Do you mind your tail? So yeah, I've come home and I've sat and I've told myself that you was listened to, and they understand what's gone on, and they're not going to hurt you. And it was really, really healing. And it's just one of those parts of me that's been really hard to heal. Having somebody have that control over causing me pain and I can't stop it. That's been a big, big one for me. With any sort of pain issues. Even when other people, they have accidents and things like that, they get hurt. And because I'm of that nature, I feel their pain. I can imagine what they're going through, and it physically makes me sick. But that's what it does to me as well, when I cut myself, if I see my blood, if it's a deep cut, I've got all these terrible fears and thoughts, not that I know that they're going on, it's subconscious, and it's oh my god, panic. And I've actually put that down to not being able to, being hidden away from it whenever somebody else was in pain or anything like that, or there was an injury, or even blood and gore on the TV. I'd be like that. They cover my eyes, and I wouldn't be able to see, and nobody would tell me what's going on. I knew that something bad had gone on, and they shouldn't be watching, and they shouldn't be here to listen to it, and I shouldn't be here to experience it because they're hiding me away from it. And that panic builds, and there was nobody there to reassure me that everything was okay. So yeah, I noticed that at Greenfields this year when I was stuck in my tent, and we had that hurricane going on, and all the perimeter fences were flying about. There's high chance that somebody could have been seriously injured. So our campsite was quite small compared to everybody else's. But yeah, that danger and not being able to see what's going on, it adds to the fear. It's weird. But now I know why. I can understand it. And it's so good to have somebody there that understands it too and goes, okay, well, we won't do that then. I won't cause you unnecessary trauma that's going to re-traumatise you even further than what you already are, She understood that. And I can feel a little bit of teariness coming up, but not as much as what I was there at the dentist. So it knows that I know that I'm processing that part of me now. And it really is just amazing what a little bit of understanding can do. There's just not enough of it in this day and age, We seem to be constantly traumatised by whatever we're watching on the TV, for starters, on social media, people around us, And we're constantly being put into that stage of fear. And for me, I shut down. I can't function, I can't look after myself. And it takes me a fucking hell of a long time to get out of that. And I have to be around decent people that understand me for me to be able to do that, to be able to function normally. So I've been witnessing it a lot lately, actually. The people around me are there to support me. And it really is a certain kind of person that triggers me. And they really are toxic people. And if they do that to me, what are they doing to the rest of the people, How many other people are like me and get shut down and can't function just simply because somebody doesn't understand what's going on in your head. And they don't pay attention. They just carry on and do what they want to do. A bit like being abused, really, isn't it, Especially for me, when I haven't got that control over me, over my own decisions, to be able to understand what's going on and to be able to have a voice and say, look, no, I can't do this. No, stop. I had that taken away from me when I was a kid. When you're a kid, you don't get that choice. I never got that choice. For an adult to stop hurting me, And a lot of people are the same. And we don't get that choice when it's bigger than families, when it's a boss or, governments and all this shit, this is what they're doing. Everything that's going up in Hollywood at the moment with P. Diddy and all that shit, It's exactly what happens on the smaller scale. What he's been doing, the blackmail and the entrapment and the abuse, is exactly what I went through my family. But he's doing it as a celebrity and hiding it. And the amount of people that he's traumatised and actually latched onto because they've been traumatised is disgusting, because he knows that he can manipulate their behaviour simply because he's traumatised them. He's got that trauma bond, and then he's got all that toxic fucking evidence that he's, for blackmail, I'm going to record you so you're not going to go to the police to tell anyone. Yeah, I'm going to punish you so you don't go to the police to tell anyone, and I'm going to carry on abusing you. That's what my family did to me, basically. Which set me up for the rest of my life to let people do that to me. They call it fawning. It's a survival instinct, Oh, I've got to do what this person tells me to, or else I'm going to get hurt. And I proved that today, I was crashing, I was fawning when I got to the dentist. Well, even before I got to the dentist, I was in panic mode. I knew what was going to happen, or what could have happened, because of past experiences, traumatic past experiences. So being hypervigilant from the abuse, I'm constantly aware of every single danger that could possibly come towards me and cause me pain. I've spent years focusing on shit like that, subconsciously. It's just how my brain works. So yeah, to have somebody come and actually go, no, it's okay. What you're feeling is right, and I'm not going to make that worse for you, I'm going to make that better for you. We're going to chop. Yeah, we're going to stop that chain of events. And so many more people need to know about this, and treat people with decency and respect and empathy, a bit of compassion. That not everybody can cope with shit. Not everybody's had a lovely life and, can deal with things day to day because of how they've been taught to think, taught to behave, taught to react, which is a natural instinct. And the only way to get over these things is to actually know what's going on. For me, definitely. I didn't know what was going on for fucking years. I had no clue whatsoever. And it was used against me. Oh, you're screwed up. You're fucked in the head. You're the one that's got mental health issues. You're, yeah, all that shit, I don't have to spew it out for you to know what goes on. We get it through the governments and that, and world leaders. Oh, it's your fault, you're this, it's your fault this is happening, your fault this is happening, it's the migrants, it's the people on benefits, it's the elderly, it's the young, it's because you're not paying enough taxes. No, it's not. Oh God, it's because you're knobheads and you're just using people like me to get away with shit because you can. You've got a choice whether you can do good, or you've got a choice of whether you can just fucking rip everybody off. And everyone that gets into, especially our government, over in England, when it comes to voting, it's out the frying pan and into the fire, What choice have you got out of two piles of shit, The one doesn't stink so much, I suppose. But yeah, they're all in it for their own gain. It's not actually to help people. It's revolves around money and greed. And all this poverty and that. You've got people that are hoarding money, billions and trillions and gazillions or whatever it goes up to now. People's money, hard-earned cash. And it's not going back into the economy. It's being stored in bank accounts. And they're making us work harder and harder. The energy, the flow just stops with them, And they're working us into the graves. They're mentally torturing us so we stay in a state of panic and oh no, I'm not going to be able to afford this, I can't afford that, I've got to do this, I've got to pay that, I've got to work this. It's a constant fuck on the brain, stress, and there's no release for it. And they're wondering why all these mental health issues are skyrocketing across the world. And they can't sit back and go, oh, it's my fault, this is why it's going on, you know, because I'm taking all the money and expecting more. There's only so much you can give before you know, something snaps. And unfortunately, it's the mental health that's snapping. Brains are being used as weapons, you know, psychological warfare. I've been kept a prisoner in my own brain for years, you know, not being able to move forward, not being able to understand why I couldn't move forward, and then evidently taking that on myself because my brain was like, okay, we tried to stop it in every single way that you can think about. What other way can we think to stop the pain? And it was to take my own life, you know? That's how fucked up the situation was, and just think of how many people have done that, you know? I know a few people that have taken their lives that were like me, kind, compassionate, loving people. The people around them sent them fucking to the grave because they didn't know how to cope. You know, I was lucky enough to put my time and attention into understanding what was going on. If you looked at my videos, I've used myself as an experiment. And everything I thought, all my theories, have actually been viable facts. And it's now not just me and Heather that I'm helping with all the things that I know. Alongside my English tutor, Charlie, the creative writing teacher, I've been helping others, you know. I've opened up a lot to her of what's gone on in my life and my mental health issues and how I've managed to get out of all this shit, and you know, what my goals are now to help others. And she's incorporating some of my stuff into creative writing and wellbeing classes, and it's fucking amazing because people are seeing results, you know. Even I'm seeing results from last year when we did it, the first anthology. There's a girl, Debbie, that's come back, and you can see the change in herself and the changes that she's made in her life just by things that I've said to her, you know, and her own awareness now of herself and what's been going on, you know. She's seen the psychological manipulation from partners all through her life, you know, even in her own family and that, and she's understanding it, and she's taking her power back, and it's fucking amazing to see. And even just in a few weeks with the new one that started up, the new class, the new people that have come, every single week I go back, they seem more happy and calm and at peace. And there's one lad who says, you know, I've had more therapy in 2 sessions of these classes, because it's once a week. I've had more therapy in these 2 sessions than I have in a lifetime, you know. And it just goes to show what happens when you're able to talk to the right people and get the right response back, which is understanding, caring, compassion, and to know that you're not actually going through it yourself and you're not going fucking mad. You're actually having a psychological reaction to the toxicness that's going on around your life. And so much has got to change about this. Mental health has got to be the #1 priority above anything else in this world. A healthy brain, a healthy thought process, and for those that haven't got one, to develop one, because I know that you can do it. I've done it. I never thought I'd be in this, well, I never thought I'd be alive at this stage anyway, but I never thought that I'd have a healthy brain that could function properly, well better than it was anyway. Whether or not it will be able to function properly, that's still to come. but I've got this far. And it's fucking amazing how far I've actually come from where I was. And it's just changing the people around me, actually understanding myself, and to know that I am a good person, that I've done nothing wrong. Although, yes, I've made bad choices, but there was fucking good reason for it. And it wasn't because it was intentional. It was just how my brain had been developed to act and think, and, you know, my body was playing it out. You know, I was taught to let myself be abused by the people around me and not recognise it for what it was. And then blame myself for it. Which is typical narcissistic behaviour. They'll never admit to it. They never will. They'll never take accountability. So we have to make them accountable. This is why people like me, people like my friend Debbie from college, people like Heather, we have to stand up and say we're not taking it anymore because look what you're doing to us. You're destroying lives just for your own gain. Just because you can't fucking get your own life and sort yourself out. You have to use everybody else and abuse them in the process. Because the stupid thing is people like me would give and give and give anyway. We don't need to be abused to give. We don't need to be abused to stay, you know, to be forced to stay. Be nice. That's all it takes, you know. Just be kind. Because when you start using all that abuse against someone, they shut down. And to the point where they want to end it all. And in my eyes, that is premeditated murder, you know, if someone takes a life because of somebody else. Especially with my family, they knew exactly what they was doing to me because I told them. But no, they wouldn't take accountability at all. And this is why I had to get away from them, because they were a danger to my life. If I'd have stayed in that environment, I would not be here. I would have eventually taken my life. The odds were against me already. You know, the amount of times that I tried and failed, yeah, you know, there was a reason why it didn't work, because I needed to be here to tell you all this now, you know. That is my purpose in life. I've come to realise that, to help others understand the toxic behaviour and to get things changed in this world, because it's the right time for doing this. People around the world are being exposed for who they really are, and you will be surprised just how many people are like that. I mean, they say 1 in 6 people is a narcissist or has narcissistic behaviour, you know. I mean, in my family, it was every 1 in 2, you know. Half the family was, half the family wasn't. That's including myself as well, like, you know. So yeah, it's one of those. It's because it's hidden away. But once you see the patterns and behaviours, they stick out like a fucking sore thumb, you know. You can have a group of empaths and one narcissist, and you can always spot the narcissist. Yeah, very much so. I've witnessed that. It's funny to watch, you know. They try to express emotions, and you know, they try and hit those triggers, those trauma triggers. And it might work with other people, but it doesn't work with me. I can see it a mile away, and I know the reasons for it. Whether they know that they're doing it or not, that's yet to be proven. But yeah, somebody gets taught a way to behave and to act. Yeah, a lot of it is subconscious. They don't know that they're doing it, but they still know right from wrong. Like with me, I knew right from wrong, but I still did things that I really didn't want to do. But it wasn't through my choice, it was subconscious fawning, people pleasing. You know, I suppose it works the opposite way with people with narcissistic behavioural issues, you know. It's a subconscious action. There's still no right from wrong. So can they actually, like me, change the way that they think and behave to be more compassionate, you know? Like, I change the way I behave to be, to not be a doormat, I suppose. Not to be a people pleaser and be okay about it, you know? These subconscious impulses. Like today, I just wanted to run away and hide, but I stood my ground. I told them what was going on, and I was listened to, and I felt okay, you know? And I know for a lot of people, narcissistic people, obviously they've gone through trauma, or, you know, they've been overloved, given to over and over again, so they feel like they deserve everything. There is early psychological issues that are carried on through life, and it really does need to be investigated deeper, and how it affects the whole of society, the whole of this planet. It needs to be changed for this planet to move forward. If ever we're going to find peace on Earth, we need to fucking stop this money, distractions so they can be sneaky. Cat. Yeah, big fat cat jumping on there. Makes things wobble. But yeah, things need to change, and they are changing. I'm seeing it every single day, all around me, and it's absolutely brilliant to watch. So, carry on, people. Well done, well done. We're getting the balance tipped, sort of away from all these narcissistic shit, back to a less stressful, more calm, more connected, peaceful existence. You know, we did it for thousands of years, and then all of a sudden it flipped, and we're destroying each other. Everybody's isolated, everybody's disconnected, and everybody's made to hate each other, you know, just because somebody at the top doesn't know how to share. Somebody at the top wants everything and sees us giving people, as people pleasers, as a way to get all that they want without giving back. And yeah, they're destroying people. And they have been for hundreds of years. And it needs to stop, it really does. Anyway, nearly waffled on for half an hour. So, but yeah, I just needed to get that out. It really is weird just how much somebody understanding somebody that's gone through trauma can have a difference on that trauma survivor's life. Their healing abilities. Because I don't even feel panic when I think about that situation, whereupon, you know, walking down to the dentist earlier, yeah, it was proper panic. Even in there, proper panic. And normally I would have left there, well, last time I did, I was traumatised for 3 years, you know. I've got an appointment next week that I'll go down to, but I'll feel okay about it, I'll feel fine about it. And the more that I have those experiences, the more it will be my natural response to feel fine. Because nothing is triggering that trauma anymore. I've processed it. And crying, I've actually looked this up. Crying is a very important part of releasing stress hormone from your brain. Because obviously when you're stressed, you create stress hormone, your body goes into survival mode, it only sort of pumps blood to the most vital parts, you know, your hands and your feet for fighting and running, you know, your heart and your lungs. Brain shuts down into not normal mode, it goes into survival mode. You know, it affects the whole body. You're using more energy because you're hypervigilant, you're tense, you know, you can't relax until the safety's gone and the stress hormone's still there, so your body's still reacting to it. And if you're never allowed to cry or taught that it's wrong to cry, especially for men, you know, you're taught not to cry at all, you know, or man up, big man, big men don't cry. They do. You have to. It's part of the healing process and the information process, basically. So your brain knows when you're out of danger. Especially if you've been traumatised, you're constantly thinking that even the smallest dangers are massive dangers. They get blown out of proportion because you're seeing it from a traumatised child brain who doesn't really understand that it's safe until somebody tells it it's safe and they feel safe. Fucking brain's amazing, it really is. It's so complex but so predictable, and really it just takes some love, care, compassion and understanding for it to work properly. And that's not just from yourself, that's from other people too, you know. This is why you need to know who you are, so nobody can manipulate you and tell you who you are, you know. Or they'll tell you that you're everything that you're not, you know. Waste of space, you know, crazy, fucked up, the problem. When it's not. It's just a way to get in your head to control you. So, yeah, stop waffling, because time to do some artwork. Oh yes, I would like to see this. This is one latest, well, I can't say it's a drawing, it's painting. I'm doing a picture of an X-ray. Somebody's done a poem about arthritis. So yeah, I've done an arthritic hand X-ray. So yeah, that's one of them. I need to get on with that actually, because it's only 4 days before I need to be handing in all that artwork. My daughter's done a picture as well to go in this next anthology as well. It's brilliant. So it's cool. Everything's working out and we're all happy. And life is good. Even though it seems fucking terrible everywhere else. Which is made to be that way, isn't it? You know, if we all got fed good stuff, then we've got nothing to panic about, have we? Nothing to feel about, worry about. Nothing that's going to trigger us if we're feeling happy. Nothing happy will trigger you to be sad, you know? It won't. So they're never going to show you all the happiness. They're going to show you all the bad stuff. So, yeah. It's going to change, it will. Anyway, take care everyone. Love you lots. Bye bye.